Okay, so moving along, we're on problem number 6. Okay, let's go ahead and let's knock this one out. It says a student graphed the following points on a coordinate plane. Which of the following statements is true about the graphed points? Now, I've already gone and I've highlighted what's important about this question. It's asking which of the following statements is true. We need to pay attention to that because very oftentimes they'll put which of the following statements is not true. In that case, we're looking for a false statement. Okay, so we don't know what the statements say yet, so let's go ahead and let's start narrowing them down. It says a set of points does not represent y as a function of x. Now hold it. When I see something that says something representing something as a function of x, I know that that's talking about domain and range. Just a quick review. A function, to be a function, the domain x cannot repeat. However, the range, okay, the y can repeat, okay? So the x is a key factor there. It cannot repeat. The y, however, can repeat. It doesn't matter about the y, okay? The x is what we're looking for, okay? So let's go back. So if that's what we're looking for, let's go ahead and let's use our labels. We're going to label what's an x and what's a y. Give me a second. I don't want to cover up any numbers. I'm labeling my x and my x and my y. As I'm doing this, you should be doing this as well, okay? And then finally, my x and my y. This makes it easier to see if anything's repeating, okay? Now, if I look, I have a 5 and a negative 3, a 6 and an 8, a 12 and a negative 3, and a 5 and an 8. I see that the domain of 5 is repeating. 5 repeats, okay? So that means that this is not a function, okay? Not a function. It's not a function, okay? So now I have to find which statement matches that. That can be tricky. So let's see if we can narrow it down. If I'm looking for not a function, I can eliminate ones that say is a function or which one does make a function. So letter G says the set of points does. This right here, does, lets me eliminate it. So I'm going to cross off letter G. Letter H, the set of points does. This right here again, does. It should be does not. Tells me that I can eliminate it again. Because again, I know I'm looking for a non-function, not a function, okay? So letter F says the set of points does not represent y as a function of x because the x values are associated with a single value of y, okay? Now, I can see while that would be confusing, okay? That's saying that two x values are associated with a single value of y, okay? Now, what that's saying is that I only have an x with one y. That doesn't matter. Remember, the y can repeat. So let's see if I have an example up here. I do. I have a 6 and an 8, and I have a 5 and an 8. My y, my range, is repeating, but that's okay. My x values are different here. I have a 6 and a 5. That's okay, okay? That has nothing to do with why this is not a function. So I can cross off letter F. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you why J is the answer, okay? Because J is indeed our answer. So let's go ahead and let's underline this because we know that's going to be their answer. It says the set of points does not represent y as a function of x because two y values are associated with a single value of x. This is true. Okay, I have two y values associated with a single value of x. That means I have two different y values with one x. So let me show you what that looks like. If I have two y values associated with a single value of x, it looks like this. 5, comma, negative 3. And then I have 5, comma, 8. Out of there, okay? Now guys, look at this. I have an x and an x. It's the same x value, but I have two y values that are associated with that, okay? In a mapping, if you guys remember a mapping, the way I would write this would be a 5 with an arrow pointing to a negative 3 and a 5 with an arrow pointing to an 8, okay? So this would not be a function. This is why this is not a function. My answer again is letter J. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.